Hi, good morning, all of you guys. I hope all of you can hear me. This is Vamsi here. Just before just starting the session, can anyone, guys, can you please confirm is I'm audible? Is I'm audible, guys?
We can hear.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the confirmation. Thank you all of you once again, guys. Welcome to this the workshop, the free workshop, which we are going to be conducting on the data science, the full stack data science course on behalf of DURGASOFT online trainings. So once again, guys, this is just let me introduce myself. So this is Vamsi Krishna here now. Vamsi Krishna here. I was the trainer. So I'll introduce myself. Just I'll give you a small summary about my experience and all these things. So today's discussion is actually a free workshop actually, guys. Our main agenda here for the today's workshop is, it's not a demo session actually. I can say that it is going to be a kind of an which is going to be a free workshop actually on the particular course called as an which is going to be a full stack data science course. So actually, so many people having some interest on learning about this particular data science, but so many people are having a doubts like, can we fit in the data science, can we learn, or we are having a various doubts like, I have to learn expert in maths, really I have to be having some experience in the maths, or I don't have any programmatical skills, so can I learn this particular data science? So even I'm currently working on some other technology, like it may be a Java or something like a .NET or some testing. So can I move into this particular data science? So nowadays, as of now, the current situation, everybody is talking about this data science because it is one of the latest technology, and the really whatever the technology that we are enjoying today, or whatever the applications which we are enjoying today, is all due to this particular data science, AI, machine learning, deep learning concepts only. So almost all our every day in our daily life, our within our every daily life activities are almost all bounded with this particular data science. Even we are not aware about that it is a data science, but almost all our the real life, all our daily life activities is going to be bounded with some kind of an, there are going to be bounded and correlated with this particular the data science actually. So that is the reason we want to make some awareness about, like, if you want to really learn data science, so what are the things that are going to be gets required? Can you really fit into that particular data science or not? Is it possible to learn the data science without having any programmatical skills? So whatever the doubts or whatever the clarifications most of the guys are facing, so they're unable to really find the correct solution and the correct suggestion behind that actually. So our free workshop agenda is basically to clarify those particular the doubts and whatever the clarifications you require. So we want to have some kind of a discussion. So we don't want to start any technical aspects, but what will happen in the data science? How can it help in the real world situation? How can you apply? And what are the various doubts we are going to be having? I'm going to be taking up a few questions based on that. So almost all the time is 10:15 a.m. actually, guys, almost all. So exactly we'll take 1 hour, we'll take it actually. Out of that 1 hour, 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes is my discussion. Just I'll give some ideas that what is data science, I'll give you. And 10-15 minutes, we can take up some questions from your side actually. Okay. And after that, I'm going to give you some guidance related to what are the new batches that are going to be starting from DurgaSoft, and I can just guide you about, so like which batches and all these things, the schedules and all these things I can guide you actually. Okay. So just before starting with the session, let me introduce myself. So just a quick summary from my side. So this is all about myself actually. So here I already introduced my name. So this is Vamsi Krishna Guttila. So I'm having around 19 plus years of experience. Totally the 19 plus years of experience I'm having, almost all closer to 19 years. So 19 years of experience in both software development, training, management, all these things. Mainly my expertise is on development and training support. even support, training, and development is going to be my main specialized aspect of that actually. So mainly my expertise, like how I came to this particular data science. Once if you see my whatever my beginning, my career beginning, what I have been got work. So my complete specialization. So that is one of the key reason why I chosen this data science, because all my complete my experience of 19 years is completely on the data itself, because I have been got worked on various data related technologies. Like I started somewhere around 2003, I have been got started almost all. So where I started with something like in database management, like data management skills, like database developer, database admin. I have been got worked with BI, big data systems, almost all up to 2017 in all these four different areas like database developer, database admin, BI developer, and after that I have been got worked on big data platforms. And after in 2017, so I moved into the data science, and almost all it is going to be 5+ years of experience into that particular data science area. So 2017 March or something like that, I have been got started. Almost all it is going to be closer to 6 years. So expertise in database management, BI technologies, big data, data science, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. These are going to be my main skills actually. And I have been done one certification program from Triple IT Hyderabad in 2019. I have been got taken up one course from Triple IT Hyderabad, where I have been got specialized and expertise have been enhanced my skill in that particular training sessions, in that particular the certification program. So I have been became an expert on AI and ML. So this is basically my experience about that. So for that I have been used a small presentation, but in our actual my discussions I don't prefer to use I don't use this particular presentations and all these things, right? This is going to be about my experience and my expertise. Okay. So this one, it is going to be completely the environment also looks like a classroom training only, because due to this pandemic and all these things, we have been moved from directly from offline classes to online classes, like which is going to be some kind of an everything. Everybody is preferring nowadays to the connecting through the online. The basic reason is two reasons. One is going to be time saving, because it is going to be a time saving. So everyday traveling and all these things is going to be one thing. And global students actually, global students, because is like everybody no need to, for example, we are basically we are going to be based at Hyderabad. So it is in Hyderabad. We have been completely DurgaSoft Online was based out of Hyderabad. So if anybody wants to learn some course from DurgaSoft Online, who stays in some other state and some other locations actually, so they have to travel here. They have to stay in some hostels or something like that. So all that is not required globally. Now we have a students globally across the India and across the world also. We are having mostly from Australia, UK, and US. Most of the guys we generally join from most of them, and some other people are joining even from Germany, Switzerland, etc. Also, very rare guys are going to be gets coming actually, but mostly from US, UK, and Australia. These are the mainly the three different countries from where we'll get a lot of participants, and along with India, mostly nowadays, even from eastern part, western parts, or North Indians, South Indians, from South, there are going to be connecting. So global students, and which is going to be a cost effective and time effective actually. So you can spend those extra bucks and all, some extra skills you can learn at a different platforms we have. So apart from the course fees, you have to pay some hostel fees, traveling charges. All these are going to be gets avoided actually. Okay. So anyhow, it looks like the environment is completely looks like an classroom training. Even you can treat that screen as a whiteboard. I'm using a pen tablet, so I'm going to be using a digitalized pen. So technology wise, I'll utilize all the technologies. I'll use it to make it effective. So I'm using this pen tablet. Almost all somewhere around some 8 to 9 years back, I started working on this pen tablet. So my classes are going to be mainly technology wise. I'm going to be uses. So this is completely pen tablet I'm going to be using. So fast. and I can make the skills very easily. I can explain them actually. PPTs are only for corporate trainings, not for learning people actually. It's basically for corporate training. So in our corporate levels, we will be using the PPTs, but here it is completely handwritten actually. Okay. So coming to this particular full stack data science course, nowadays, almost every course we are talking about a full stack Java, full stack UI, full stack data engineer, full stack Python, everything they are talking about a full stack actually. So the industry is also looking for, the companies are also looking for the guys who are having a complete full stack knowledge. What do you mean to say full stack basically? So previously, like you know that like a projects will have a different stages will be there. So in the earlier days means it is not some 50, 60 years back, some few years back, 5 to 6 years back, I can say that. So the companies used to recruit the people at different levels. So in a particular project life cycle, we require different modules. So for each module, we used to recruit the people with a different skills actually. Because earlier it was the candidates used to be having a single skill sets, they used to have it actually. But now the companies are looking for a full stack developers. Full stack means they can be in a position, they must be in a position to work in any area of that particular project. Not saying that not limited to I can work only on this particular software, or I can work only, because when you go for the real applications, when you go to the real applications, a project will contain a multiple skill sets are required. It's not that with one skill set we can completely handle the entire project. So that's why the companies are looking for the guys who are going to be having a full completely the knowledge of all the skill set that are required to maintain or to work in this particular projects actually. So even nowadays the companies are looking for various skill sets actually. So full stack is nothing but where the candidate or the guy, so who is going to be having some complete knowledge about all that particular techniques and technologies that are required in a particular project. Like for example, if we want to work with data science, so I cannot say that I know only this part of a data science only. In complete data science project or in a complete data science application, so what are the various skill sets that are going to be gets required? So you should be working with that. I'll tell you like what are the different skill sets that are going to be required. So mainly in the data science, we are going to be having mainly we are having three different areas we have it actually. One is going to be what we call it as machine learning. I think nowadays we are hearing about very frequently about that, which in short we are going to call it as an ML, which is going to be machine learning. And apart from that, we used to call it as an which is going to be deep learning, which is going to be DL. And apart from that, we are going to be having AI, which is artificial intelligence. So AI is basically stands for which is going to be artificial intelligence. So really, that means before entering into this particular field, they think that something like robotics or something like that, everything is going to work actually. So even the robots also cannot directly, they cannot take a decision by themselves. There are some going to be some kind of an instructions will be there. So there are going to be some kind of an instruction to them. If this is the input you have got, this is what the action we have to take it actually. But we know that from so many years, we are hearing that like robots cannot take the decision by themselves. The machines cannot take the decision by themselves. We have to do some kind of an instruction. Computers cannot take the decision by themselves, or they cannot perform the actions automatically by themselves. So there is going to be some kind of an instructions must be there. Whenever the user instructs something like that, then according to that, the machine is going to do some kind of an operations. That is what the people used to think about that. Like whenever you go to any programming language, like for example, you go to a Java, you go to the Java programming, Java, C, C++, .NET. In anywhere you go to this particular programming language, the first point is why programming language is required. First of all, they will talk about why I do you require a programming, why a programming language is required. The simple point, the simple statement is computers cannot understand our language. That's why to communicate with that particular computer or the machine, we have to require some kind of a language that is required. So how the two people are going to be communicate with the help of some language? like it may be a Telugu or it may be in English or a Hindi or some other language. Same as it is, whenever we want to communicate something to the machine or to computer, we require a language. That language is nothing but what we are going to call it as a programming language. So we are going to write a programming language by almost all. Most of the languages are going to be, we know that high level languages. You know what is meaning of high level programming languages, which users can understand, but machines cannot understand it. So that high level language needs to convert it into a low level language. Low level language cannot be understandable by the user. Only machines can understand them. After that, the low level language is going to be executed by the machines to perform some process. That is what the programming people says it actually. At the same time, on the other side, the people, on one side, the programming people are working actually. On the other side, some computer experts. On the other side, some computers experts has been doing some kind of a research. So some kind of an computer experts, what they are doing here is, why every time a program is required, why not the machines can learn by themselves? Why the machine? See, from the last so many years, you are writing a program. Write a program to find out whether a given number is a prime or not, or a given number is a even or odd. We are writing a lot of programs. We are writing it actually. So in this, from so many days, we are writing the programs like this. Why can't the machines can study them, or why can't the machines can automatically understand them? So if I say that this is an even number and this is an odd number, can't machines can identify them? Can the machines can start learning from them actually? So I'll say that, I'll tell the machine saying that 4 is a even number and 5 is going to be an odd number. But normally in a programming languages, we'll say that whenever I divide this by 2, what is a remainder if I get it? If it is 0, then it is going to be an odd even number. Whenever it is not an 0, it is an odd number actually. We are writing some instruction. We are giving some logic for that. But why not the machines can learn by themselves? If I say 4 is a even and 5 is an odd, can't the machines can learn by themselves? So they started doing some research on that. And this research was not started, it's not from the latest actually, guys. That means it is not in the recent years. This research was started around in 1960s only. This research has been got started. So machine learning has been became successful almost all somewhere around some 7 to 8 years back. I think hardly we are hearing this from almost all from 2016 or somewhere around that. Before that, we never heard about this data science. We never heard about this particular the data science and all these things. We never heard about that. So it was started in 1960s only. But during the 1960s, we know what is a computing power of the systems. So the computing power is very, very small computing, because machines start studying means they requires a little bit more and more computational power is required. A more and more, they want to gain more and more knowledge means they have to require more and more. A computational power is going to be required actually. So during 1960s, we know that how capability our computers are there actually. So the 1960 computer is going to be whatever the latest, whatever the mobile is there. The computing of the current mobile is almost all 1,000 times better than a computer which was there in 1960s. It is now a small mobile, which is going to be a normal mobile, which is going to be 1,000 times better than the computer which we have been seen in 1960s. So the computational power is going to be 1,000 times better than those computers actually. So as we know that computing power has been drastically, it has been increased. Almost an exponential increase has been taken place actually. So during the 1960s, being the computing power was very, very low, they are unable to make the system to learn. Machines were unable to learn them actually due to the people started doing the research, but it is due to the mainly the limitation of the limitation of that particular the computing power of the systems actually. That is what has been happened. But still almost all around 2000, the computing power is very, very small actually, almost all up to 2000. But after 2000, the computing power of the systems has been drastically, they have been started increasing. They started increasing now. They started increasing very fastly. Exponentially, they have been got increased. Almost all by the 2010, we have got a really, whatever the latest powerful computers we are seeing them, is going to be completely after 2010 we have got it actually. So being the computing power has been suddenly they have been started increasing. Even they stopped research in 1990, they stopped the research. After that, again, they have been came back after 2000, around some 2005 only, again, they came back actually. So they got all the computing power to implement their particular logics and applications. So after 2010, they have been, after almost all 2005, 2006, so computing power has been completely changed. Nowadays, we have got a very high computing power of the systems actually. So we are not only using the CPUs. Earlier, it was completely CPUs. Now you have a very high computing machines like GPUs, TPUs also we got it actually, isn't it? So gaming laptops, there are going to be very high, very faster compared with our normal machines. So which are going to be powered by some kind of an external, which is going to be GPUs, what they used to use it actually. So a GPU based systems, a graphical processing units will be there. They are very powerful. They are very faster than compared with our whatever the CPUs what we are using as of now, isn't it? Even in CPUs also we have a lot of changes has been taken place. Like in earlier 2000s, we used to have something like an dual core, simple core used to be there, single core machines. After that we have got which is going to be dual core. After that we have something called as an core to duo. Now we know that it is going to be something like i3, i5, i7, i9. We have got a different types of computing, the capabilities we have been got it actually, isn't it? So due to this, a computational improvement has been got taken place, the computing power of the systems. So these machine learning, these experts are able to train the machines actually. So they're able to give some data to the particular machines, and they used to explain them, this is the data, this is the data, can't you study from the data actually. So we are giving some computing power to the machines, and the machines are able to immediately, they're able to learn from the data actually. So the machines are able to learn. So machines can learn. If I say that 4 is an even number, 5 is an odd number, machine can automatically understand how to decide even number, how to decide an odd number. Machines will decide how this 4 has become even number, how this 5 has become an odd number. Machines can automatically identify them. We are not writing any code like divide this by 2. Whenever it is remainder is equal to 0, it is an even. Whenever remainder is not equivalent to 0, it is an odd. We need not to write any such kind of a codes. We don't write any such kind of a code. Just directly give that input to the machines. Machines can able to understand how that particular data has been came, how it has become an even number, how it has become an odd numbers. Machines can study that. That's why this technology or this technique is what we are going to call it as a machine learning is what we are going to call it as. So as part of your data science, the main important concept is going to be machine learning. The main important concept is machine learning. So from that machine learning only, we have got that particular DL, deep learning, AI, all this has been derived from the machine learning. The main important is going to be machine learning is going to be the first important. First, we have to learn machine learning. And after learning about machine learning only, you can go to the remaining aspects and all these things, we can go there. So anyhow, I'm not teaching the deep learning. I'm not talking about deep learning and all these things in the today's discussion, because today is only just to get some idea like how all this is going to be gets working actually. Okay, so in a simple example to make you understand that. So if I give some two inputs actually, like for example, I'm giving two inputs, input 1 and input 2, and this is an output actually. Input 1 is 10, input 2 is going to be 20, output is going to be 30. If input 1 is going to be 100 and 200, the result is the output must be 300. If it is plus 1 and this is minus 1, the result output should be 0. If I give some 5 and 6, the outcome is going to be 11 actually. I've taken a very small example, guys. So if this is an input and this is an output, what I required. So if I give the same example to a C programmer, or I have been given a Java programmer. So C or a Java programmer, I have given this input. So I want a program like this, where if I give the input as 10 and 20, output should be coming as a 30. Input is going to be 100 and 200, output should be 300. Plus 1 and minus 1, output should be 0. 5 and 6, output should be 11 actually. I've taken a very small example, guys, so that we can understand them. So the Java programmer or the C programmer understands, yes, I can write the program for this, but I have to write some program for this because this output is going to be nothing but, this output is going to be nothing but, it is the summation of input 1 plus input 2. The logic, that means how the output has been came from this input, should be identified by the programmer. The programmer has to write the logic for that. The programmer has to write the logic. In a program, the user will write a program. He is going to write a Java program or a C program. He is going to write it actually. So whatever the logic that is going to be deriving the output from the input, the user or the programmer has to write a program for this. Now, what do you know that? So the program will be written in a format of C, C++, Java, whatever you want. So this is your machine. Machine means your computer. Your computer or a machine, what we call it as. So to the computer, we'll give the program. We'll give the program, as well as along with the program, I'm going to give the input 1 and input 2, I'll give it. Then automatically the computer will run the program with the given input 1, input 2, and the computer or the program is going to return the output what we are expecting actually. So if I give 10 and 20 as an input, if I give according to the logic, because program contains all the logic actually, this logic what we are going to get it. So the output will contain the result of 30. This is a normal programming languages what we are doing up to now. This is what the programming languages, what the user will do. User has to identify that. It's a very small logic. It is just summation of two numbers. But if I make it a little bit complicated, we can't understand the logic behind that. We have to derive it. But what is machine learning says is, what is your machine learning says is, machine learning is also nothing but it's your computer or a machine. The machine says that you please give me your input 1 and input 2, your input 1 as well as input 2, and also give me what is an output you require. So that why I'm taking this example, because yes guys, hope you can understand what do you mean to say machine learning actually. You give the input, you give the output. So you give the input 10 and 20, output should be 30. Your input is going to be 100 and 200, output should be 300. If I give plus 1 minus 1, the output should be 0. If I give 5 and 6, I have to get the 11. You give me the inputs and you give me the outputs. This machine or your computer can understand how this output is coming from this particular inputs, and it will tell the logic saying that the output is going to be nothing but the input 1 plus input 2. The machine is going to identify that. That means your machine is going to tell how that particular output is coming from that particular input. How the outcome, how the output is related with that input, the machine is going to study that, and it will tell you how that particular relation has been taken place. Whether it is coming from summation of the two numbers, or whether it is by difference of the two numbers, or whether it is going to be by product of two numbers, or whether it is by division of two numbers. I've taken a very small logic actually. So what you can observe carefully here is, here your computer is writing the program actually guys. The logic is identified by your machine. That means the machine itself is writing the program. Hope you understood the difference. Up to now, I got a requirement. So to implement the requirement, we have written the logic. Now what the machine learning says is, whatever the requirement you want, tell me. I'm going to understand that and I'm going to write the code for that. I'm going to write the logic for that, or I'm going to write the program for that. So the machines are able to study how the output and the inputs are going to be related, and they are able to find out that particular logic behind them. That means machine is going to be writing a program for you guys. In an easy way to understand that, machine studies the data, and based on that, it is going to write the program. Program means it won't write a C program, C++, but it is going to tell you this is how the output is derived from the input. That is what the machine learning talks about that. So what is machine is saying that? What is meaning of machine learning actually? Data is going to be given to the machine. You are going to give the data to the machine. Machine studies the data. Machine understands the data. Whatever it has been understood, that is going to be given as an insights. Insights are nothing but what the machine has been studied. So the earlier case, output is equivalent to input 1 plus input 2. That is going to be nothing but my insight. Whatever you have been understood from the data, That is what we are going to call it as an insights. So what the machine has studied, the machine has understood the data. Based on this particular insights, what it has been understood, we can do some kind of a prediction what we can do it actually, guys. Basically, the machine learning is all about prediction. Machine learning does not tells you only about the logic behind that. It also can do some kind of a prediction in the real applications. I can tell you one small example. Let us say that I have some small problem statement is there. Let us go to some kind of an bank's loans department actually, guys. It is going to be banking loans department. Let us go to the banking loans department. So the loans department, what they will do, we know that they will give the loans to the various customers. Not only giving the loans, they have to check out whether they are repaying that particular loans amounts or not. Simply if I give the loan and if I don't verify whether they are repaying or not, the banks will be in huge losses, because if we just, they have to verify whether the customers who has taken the loans is paying the EMS promptly or not, we have to verify that. So from the last 10 years, this loans department is working. From the last 10 years, the loans department is working. So after they collect all the information, they will, nowadays they have become very efficient actually, guys. So earlier days, some years before, whenever we ask for a loan, immediately they used to get a loan immediately. Just only by taking our salary slip, something like that, they are going to be giving the loans actually. But after a over of time period, you can observe carefully how that bankings also has been changed. So there are, depending on something called as an CIBIL score, not only depending on the CIBIL score, there are some other factors are also will be there. So have you ever taken any loans? Previously, have you repaid the loans promptly or not? How much loan amount you have been got taking? And how much loan amount and how much is your salary? There are a lot of factors that are going to be, they will verify. They will verify, and based on that, they will decide whether to give the loan or whether not to give the loan. They are going to be decides actually. So they are going to be decides like that actually. Now coming to the application, so what is our discussion here is, what is basically our discussion here is, now the banks are having, while we are working in the banks, so the banks are giving some loans to the various customers, but 70% of the customers are paying the EMS promptly, but 30% of the customers are not paying the EMS promptly. That is nothing but what we are going to call them as in defaulters. So they taken the loan, but they are not paying the EMS promptly, or they have been stopped paying the EMS promptly. They have stopped paying the EMS. And the 70% of them are going to be non-defaulters. 30% of them are going to be the defaulters actually. So banks want to study. So like why we are giving a loan, we are doing a lot of verification. But even after a lot of verification also, we are verifying their salaries, we are verifying their family history, everything we are verifying. But still they are becoming defaulters. Generally, no bank is there nowadays, as of now, who are having a 0% of defaulters. Every bank will have a defaulters. Every bank will have a defaulters. If really the bank does not have any defaulters, really the banks are going to be in huge profits actually. So because one of the mainly losses to the particular bank is going to be defaulters. They take the money, but they don't repay them actually. So that will causes a huge losses to the particular bank. Now what the banks has thought is, why don't you, that means why can't you predict whether a customer will be a defaulter or a non-defaulter before taking a loan? After taking the loan, anybody can come to know that if he is paying the EMS promptly, he is not a defaulter. If he is not paying, if he is paying promptly, he is a non-defaulter. If he is not paying, he is a defaulter. After giving the loan, anybody can identify whether he is a defaulter or non-defaulter. But why can't you do some prediction before itself? Before giving the loan only, can't you predict them? Is it possible to identify whether it is a defaulter or non-defaulter? I don't say that you have to find out, but can't you have some kind of an estimation? 70% probability that he is a defaulter, or 80% probability that he is a non-defaulter. Why can't you identify that? Some kind of an estimation, can't you do it actually? Yes. What from the last 10 years, we have a lot of customers are there. If you have a lot of customers are there, we have all their information, their ages, their salaries, okay, and how much loan amount they have been got taken, and whether they are whether there are defaulters, non-defaulters, because they already from last 10 years we have so many customers data is there. So once if you study this data, every data is going to tell you some story. Every data is going to be tells you some kind of a story. Data is always going to tell you some story behind that actually. So if you study this past 10 years customers data, we are going to find out some kind of an insights, like which customers are going to be like when you take the defaulters. So what are their ages? So mostly the defaulters ages are there between, let us say somewhere around 36, 32, which is going to be 36 years of age, who has taken a loan amount more than 5 lakhs and whose salary is going to be less than 40K. Okay, so salary is going to be less than 40K and the loan amount is going to be more than 5 lakhs and the duration is going to be less than, for example, 3 years. So once if you study the data, we have got this kind of an insights. Exactly, I cannot say that this is the actual data, but most of the defaulters, 80% of the defaulters, if you see, for example, 80% of the defaulters we see, their age is between 30 to 36 years of age. Their loan amounts are going to be more than 5 lakhs. Their salaries are less than 40K and their loan amount duration is going to be less than 3 years of time, for example. So once if you got these insights, so whenever a new customer is applying a loan, I'll check out what is his age. For example, his age is going to be 35, 34 years. He is taking a loan amount of 4 lakhs. His salary is going to be only just 25K per month. And he has chosen a month of, which is going to be 24 months of duration, loan duration he has been chosen. So this is a new customer data. So from the past customers data, what we have been identified, these are the some of the 80% of the defaulters are going to be having these characteristics. So a new customer is coming. So whether he is a defaulter or whether he was a non-defaulter, you can easily predict them. His age is between 30 to 36 years of age. Yes. His amount salary is going to be less than, which is going to be 40K. His loan amount is going to be more than 7 lakhs and his loan duration is going to be less than 3 years. So 80% chances that he is going to be a defaulter. 80% chances that he is a defaulter because 80% of the customers data is it is matching with the 80% of the defaulters data actually. So once if you get this kind of an insights, based on that in future what could happen, you can do some kind of a prediction. So that is all about the machine learning. That is all about the machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but tell me what has been happened in the past. I will understand. I'll understand. You need not to tell me. So if I give this data to the machine, these insights are going to be identified by your machine. Your machine will tell you that this is the data or these are the characteristics of the defaulters which I have found. Machines are able to learn, guys. Initially, so many people thought that machines can learn, machines can't learn. But now the people are saying that yes, machines are capable to learn. Machines are capable to learn actually, guys. It's not only that who is a defaulter, who is a non-defaulters. It's not only restricted with that. I can tell you a lot of examples actually, guys. So machines are capable to learn about the past customers data, and based on that, it can predict whether to give a loan to a new customer or not. So 80% chances that he will become a defaulter. So your loan is going to be rejected. Loan approval is going to be no. Loan approval is going to be no. Why the loan approval is no? Nowadays, whenever a customer applies the loans actually, guys, all our personal data will be fed to the machine. The new customer's data, my age, let us say a person age, how much loan amount is asking for, what is his salary, how much loan amount duration. The machine will identify, the machine will decide whether to give the loan, whether not to give the loan. So the banking people won't sit on the system and they don't verify. Just they will feed all this data. So today, 100 customers has applied a loan. So there are 100 customers ages, 100 customers loan due to the amounts, their salaries, their duration, for what purpose they have taken. I'll take a lot of things. So for what purpose he's taking, you want to buy a new car. So once if I give for all the 100 customers data to the machine, the machine will tell you. So for which customer the loan should not be approved, for which customer the loan should be approved. The machine is going to decide, says actually, guys. The machine will decide to whom I have to give. How it is deciding? It is not just by tossing a coin and doing it actually, guys. The machine has already studied the past customers data. It has already studied. So who are my defaulters, who are my non-defaulters? So based on that, the machine can predict, the machine can help the banking people, the loans department, saying that to whom I have to give the loans and to whom I should not give that particular loans actually. Machines are going to be deciding it actually. So that is this particular task says that. So what is your past data? That is going to be your past. Past is nothing but your experience. What has been happened in the past? Everything you tell me. I'm going to understand this data. Based on that, I'll do some analysis and I'll get you some knowledge for that. I will get some insights. Based on that particular insights, I'm going to be doing some kind of a prediction actually. Yes. So basically one of the best examples if we can talk about is predicting this particular defaulters and non-defaulters, fraud detections. Fraud detections, what we can do that. And this is not only limited to this actually, guys. Even we can do some kind of a medical diagnosis actually. It's going to be the medical diagnosis of the patients. So let us say that a patient has got an heart attack. So what are going to be his previous medical history? What about his previous medical history? For example, whether he is having a habit of whether smoking or not, whether he is having a habit of alcoholic. Okay, so whether he is having any blood pressure, high blood pressure, so whether he is going to be having any diabetics. So depending on that, so what is going to be the status actually? So he is going to be get any heart attack? Yes or no. So which patients has got the heart attacks? Which patients has got the not an heart attacks? So we can identify them. So we'll give all this data to the machine. Machine immediately comes to some kind of an insights. It will find it out. Now, based on that particular insights, so in future, who could get the heart attacks? Who could not get that heart attack? So nowadays, we have got a lot of medical devices actually, the healthcare devices. If we give some kind of a test to them or give some kind of a clinical data, so in future, whether he is going to be affected with a stroke or not, whether he is going to be affected with some kind of a diabetes or not. So easily we can identify. So healthcare, the healthcare service providers are taking such a care that. So it is going to be based on the insights in future who could be the who could be diagnosis of whatever the disease of not, or if this particular kind of an issues are going to be gets coming, we can do some kind of a medical diagnosis. But how can it predict the medical diagnosis for the future? Depending on the past patient's data only. It cannot directly do the insights directly. If we give some past the patient's data, it can do some kind of an insight from that. And based on that particular insights, we can identify that whether it is going to be whether the patient will be diagnosed with a positive or negative, something like that. So many examples we can say it actually, guys, like our emails. So our emails, the best example is going to be nothing but emails. So which emails are going to be spam emails and which emails are going to be non-spam emails actually. So we know that whenever an incoming mail will come, they will verify whether it is a spam or not. Spam means we know that some kind of a fraud mails. So which contains the words like lottery, prize, okay, something like a subscribe, one, etc. is going to be there. So over the time period, the machines has studied like which type of emails are going to be the spam, which type of emails are going to be non-spam. You need not to do anything. Machines automatically learns. For example, I said, you got a lottery. You got a lottery. So let us say that if I said you got a lottery is a spam, tell the machine saying that this is a spam message. Let us say that I am on a leave or I am on a leave. For example, it is a non-spam message. But don't expect that just with one record of spam, one record of non-spam, machines can study. It requires a lot of data. You give so many spam emails and the non-spam emails. Machines will automatically study them. So machines will help to make the machines to study actually. Machines won't study automatically by themselves. So the machines will study saying that, oh, if the lottery word is there, it is a spam. If I have a word like a leave or something, it is a non-spam. For example, a new mail is coming now. A new email is coming saying that you won a lottery. You won a lottery. Immediately it will identify that, yes, there is a word called as a lottery is there. So the machine identifies that it is a spam. Immediately it will goes to the redirect to a spam folder. It will redirect it to a spam folder. The best example of machine learning. So don't think that somebody sitting there at the Google office, and somebody, whenever incoming mail is coming, they will identify whether it is a spam or not. It's completely automated process. So over this particular 15 or 20 years of time, almost all emails has been started almost all somewhere around, I remembered somewhere around 20-22 years back, if I remember. Okay. So from this part, okay, leave the old, some 5 years, the first 5 years we leave them actually. Maybe we have been started almost all from 2005 or 2006. So from this, all these 15, 16 or 17 years of time, how many emails we have got? It may be, we can't count them. It may be something like a trillion or something, more than trillions only. Some trillions of which is going to be some kind of an emails we have been got distributed actually. So once if you study all these mails, we'll come to a conclusion like which mails are going to be spam, which mails are going to be non-spam. So give it to the machine, because we have to study not just a 2 or 3 messages. We have to study some trillions of messages we have to study. So take the help of a machines. Machines are capable to study any large volumes of data. It's not that only 10 mails of spam, 10 mails of ham. You give me hundreds of mails to me, or not hundreds. Even you can give some millions of mails to me. I can study them. I was capable to study them, and I will come to a conclusion. If these words appear, they are spam. If these words appear, they are ham messages. So depending on that, whenever a new incoming email is coming, automatically the mail server will identify, oh, this is going to be spam, so go to the spam folder, and these emails are going to be non-spam, so go to the inbox actually. So that is one of the best example of what we can talk about this particular, the machine learning applications. And the machine learning applications are not only, that means up to the level like identifying spam or ham messages only. Even it can study not only this data, even it can able to study images also. Even we can study make the machines to study from the images. Like I can give the image and I can make the machine to study whether the person in the image is a male or a female. So machine will tell, if I give the input, the machine is going to tell that, yes, the person in this image is going to be a male. The person in the image is going to be female. The machines can tell you. But how the machines can tell? Already the machines has been learned from that particular images. We already trained the machine. We already has been trained the machine actually. We have been make some training to the machine. I given so many images. So I said, these are going to be male images. These are going to be some female images, like that. We already has been given some input to the machines. So machine studied the data. Machines has studied that particular images, and it understood. So how the female faces will be there, how the male faces will be there, it has been studied. Now, whenever I give a new image, the machine can tell whether that particular person in the image is a female or a male. Not only that, even the emotion, like whether the person in the image is smiling, or whether the person in the image is going to be happy, or whether the person in the image is going to be angry, or whether he was freer, it is going to also tells you about whether it is going to be some kind of the emotion inside the person image also. So it has been went up to that particular level. Not only that, if I give some kind of an audio means like a voice audio, the machine can tell whether the audio belongs to a male or whether the audios has been belong to a female actually. Even from the audio also, we can identify with what type of emotion, whether the person was speaking in a happy mood or whether the person was speaking in some other mood actually. So these are all going to be some kind of an technology will help you actually. So in the future, how could be the option is going to be, guys? How the option is going to be? Almost all your TVs has become very intelligent. So it will become too intelligent in the coming future actually, guys. Like it's coming future, it will be like this actually, guys. Your TVs will come with cameras. Your TVs are going to be comes with a camera. So what is currently the TVs are doing? So which channels you are watching more? For example, I am watching the sports channels more. So automatically it will give recommendation. Whenever you on the TV, it will open directly with your interested channel only. We can do that actually. So that is normally it will identify, it will read out like which channels he was watching more, how much time, how much view time was there. Based on that, it will come to an analytics. In coming future, how the TVs are going to be there actually, if we just go and stand before the TV, there will be a camera will be installed on that. It will capture your image. So depending on your mood, automatically it is going to place that particular required channel. So if you are happy, so what kind of a channel that has to play? If you are in a sad mood, so I will play an audio or I play one video which is going to be related to change your mood. So what type of videos I have to play, or what type of channel we have to play, or currently which TV show I have to show. So like that, it is going to becomes very, very intelligent actually. So our coming future is going to be within the hands of computers only, guys. Machines will completely control the humans. Why? Because is everything nowadays, as of now, we are completely depending on the machines only. Every activity we are playing on this particular one. Even the music players. As of now, even that particular music apps. So depending on what type of the old we have been got, you have been heard or you have been watched. So they'll give you some recommendations. But in coming future, it is going to be completely different. So depending on the voice, Windows you have got it actually depending on the voice. So whether my voice is going to be looking like whether it was looking like an happy mood or not, depending on that what songs we have to play, it automatically decides. Everything is going to be automatically. Almost all we have been almost all manual work is avoided actually, guys. Almost all in our iPhones or in Android phones, everything we are just doing, taking some applications, we are doing the actions only with the help of our voice actually. So in coming future, all these are going to be gets coming actually, guys. So we can able to train the machines such a way that the machines can identify whether the person in the image is a male or a female. Depending on that, whenever I give a new image, it can easily identify whether the person in the image is a male or a female actually. So that is the main aspect of a machine learning. So we are giving some training to the machine. So as a machine learning expert, so what is my role here now? We have to give some training to the machine. Machines can't learn by themselves. Machines can't learn by themselves. So for example, it's very simple, very similar to the human learning. So we went to the school to learn, but we don't learn directly by ourselves. So there is a teacher. So the teacher is going to be having some methodologies. So how to teach a student or how to make a student to learn. So same here also, we are the teachers and the machines are going to be the students. The machines will learn, but for that, we have to give some kind of a training. So what methodologies we have to use to make a machine to learn, or what methodologies we have to prefer to make the machine to understand or machine to get some trained. So those methodologies, as an ML expert, we are going to do it actually. So what is an ML expert is going to be doing actually? An ML expert or an ML engineer, his role is going to be nothing but make the machines to learn. Machines will learn, but we have to create some environment such a way that the machines will learn. Machines can't learn the data. Directly, we can't give the image to the machine. Machines can't directly study from the images. So from the images, we have to get some data, and that particular data will be given to some machines. So from that images, you have to get some data. What is the data? We'll discuss it later. This data is going to be given to the machines, and the machines are going to be get trained. Now, based on that, whenever I give a new image, the machine will tell whether the person in the image is going to be a male or a female actually. Whether the person in the image is a male or a female, the machine are able to say that actually. So that is our basically the idea of how we are going to be gets working. Okay. So that is all about that particular machine learning. But as part of our full stack data science course, what is the full stack data science course contains? So to learn all these particular applications, like what are the different skill sets that are going to be required? There are so many skill sets that are going to be required, like something like a data analytics, data visualization, data cleansing, machine learning, deep learning, NLP. We are having so many other things are there actually, guys. So as a full stack data science course, we are going to teach you all these kind of skill sets which are making the machines to learn. So to implement some kind of a machine learning or to make the help to go for the machine learning, we are going to require a lot of skill sets that are going to be required. So all the skill sets we are going to require. So mainly in our course, we have ML, we have AI, we have a deep learning, we have NLP, and we are having so many other skills are going to be there actually, guys. Even some kind of a big data systems, and even some kind of a reporting tools like Power BI. All these are going to be some of the skill sets which we are going to learn it as part of our machine learning, as part of our data science course. Anyhow, we are going to send in follow-up mails to you. In the follow-up mail, you can see all that particular course contents. You can see it. It's completely day-to-day course contents. You can see like what topics you will learn in ML, what topics you will learn in the AL, all that complete course content. We are going to send it as an attachment to your email. So there you can just verify that particular course contents. Yeah. Now coming to the schedules actually, guys. So I'm a consultant trainer for DURGASOFT. So you have got this invitation from the DURGASOFT. So I was a consultant trainer for the DURGASOFT. So DURGASOFT is going to be starting a new batch tomorrow. That is on the 14th. It is on the 14th of November. We are going to start a new batch, which is going to be a little bit odd timing. Basically, this odd timing requirement has been came from so many employees, because employees is one reason, and recently there is a date. It's going to be the daylight change has been changed actually in US. So it is going to be the time saving. It is going to be there, no? So the daylight time changes will take place. So due to that, there are going to be one hour there will be behind actually. That's why we are starting a session tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. to which is going to be 10:40 p.m. is going to be the class timing, guys. A little bit odd timing. So a little bit late night, basically preferable by most of the employees actually, because during the normal time they are having their job works and etc. And they are unable to upgrade themselves, or they are unable to learn. That's why most of the request has been came from 9:30 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. is going to be our class timings actually, guys. So tomorrow we are going to start a new batch. You can join the demo. So we can see some around 3 to 4 days, there is a demo session will be there, where you will be having some kind of a technical discussions will be taking place. Today I didn't talk about any technical aspects, but 3 to 4 days of free demo only, guys. It's need not to pay anything. It's going to be a free demo only. After attending these 3 to 4 demo classes, then if you are satisfied with our course curriculum, with our our plan of scheduling, if it is there, if everything is, if you are fine with that, then you can pay the fees and you can register for that particular course. Okay. So you will get the demo link also, guys. So you can, if you're interested to take up the course, you can join this particular demo session at tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. IST. So 9:30 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. It is going to be the IST timing. So during that particular time, you can have this particular, we have a demo. So please attend the demo. So if you are interested to take up the course at a free of cost, after 3-4 days of attending, then you can join, then you can decide it whether to register, whether not for registration actually. Okay. So that's it about this particular demo session for the today's class, guys. And that's it for the today's class. I just don't want to spend more time because today is a Sunday. So I don't want to take up more time, more of your time. And just I can spend you another 10-15 minutes, guys. Already we planned up to 11-15. So 10-15, I can just give up my time. I can just spend some time to take some kind of a questions if you have anyone is there actually, guys. If you have any questions, guys, you can just feel free to discuss. You can use the chat window, or you can unmute yourself and you can speak if you have any questions from your side. There is a chat window is there. You can use the chat window, or even you can unmute and you can speak if you want.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah.
Sir, will there be any placement assistance?
Yeah, placement assistance will be there. So from my side, we will be having the placement assistance will be there. So whatever the assistance, like in resume preparation, project, all these things, to get a job, whatever the requirements or whatever you require. So I'm going to assist you in all the areas.
Will be solving any live projects?
Yes. Yeah. We will be having, at the end, we'll be having some live projects are there, as well as some kind of capstone projects which you have to work on them.
And the duration of the course, how many months?
It will take some around 5 months. It will take it.
So Monday to Friday we have class,
Monday
right?
to Saturday.
Saturday, okay. So regarding fee details, you have to call them and ask, right?
Yeah, they will get back to you. So you can talk about the fees details and all these things with our backend team.
Okay, so
They'll get back to you. They'll get back to you once the once the session was completed, either through the mail or either they'll call you also. So apart from the calling, they will also send you the mails also. So their contact numbers will be there. You can just contact for the further details, as well as even as our team also will call you. We will try to contact you back.
Okay. Also, if you miss any live classes, recordings will be there. Like
Recordings will be there. Every day-to-day recordings will be there. Every day class notes will be there. So everything, that means whatever you are going to be after the class, that means once the class is completed, after the class, generally it is a midnight. If generally your class is a midnight, a little bit late night, no? So by next day morning, you will be getting that particular drive, the drive access will be given, and they will upload that particular videos into that particular drive. So you can just go through that particular drive, and you can, if you have missed any classes, you can get it actually. Just let me show you one. This is a recent batch which was started, maybe hardly 1 month back it has been got started. So like every day to day class notes will be there like this. Like for example, yesterday night, so at 12, 11, 8 p.m. class was there. So this is the class notes which I have been got written in the class. This is the class notes. And this is going to be nothing but the notebook which I have been written. Notebook means it's nothing but your class notes will be there, no? So whatever the code I have been got written, so all that particular code is going to be coming to you actually. So you can just look at that particular code and you can practice the things. Like I can just show you once. You can have a look into that once.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So like this, it's going to be like this. So this is yesterday's code, what we have been got written. So you can see that examples, whatever the code we have written, whatever the outputs we have got. So all these things, this is the way how we are going to be getting that particular code file. And even along with the recordings is also going to be there. You can have a look at the recordings and all these things. We can see videos. So maybe last class may not be get updated. Yeah, it is also updated on 12/11. So it has been updated today morning at 8:17 a.m. It was updated. So this is going to be the class video. Just we can play the video. The video will play automatically. So you have multiple tools are there. I can use some different types of tools to play that particular video. So using that, you can just play the video. If you have missed the class, you can just go through the video and you can just go through that particular class once again. That's it. Right. Yep. Yep. Yes, somebody is asking about, yes, who is that actually? Yeah, Amit. Amit, yeah. So you are asking about like what are going to be the different day-to-day work of a data science profile needs, primary. Yep. Yep. Yes, fine. It will be there, but the things are going to be like there are going to be a little bit more and more discussions are required. So if you can attend the free demo classes, you please attend the demo classes, guys. 3 to 4 days we have a demo classes. I can tell you about what are the different activities, because we cannot discuss within a single day. We cannot discuss all of them. So please attend the demo classes for a couple of days. So we'll get to understand about what are the activities of a day-to-day activities of the data scientist. Okay. Fine, guys. Right. Fine. Yep. Any more questions, guys? Okay. So, guys, thank you all of you once again for attending this free workshop, actually, guys. So, anyhow, my backend team is going to contact you. Feel free to discuss with any queries, whatever you have. So, just ask them whatever the doubts or whatever the issue, whatever the doubts or whatever the clarifications are required. You can feel free to discuss with them. So, and attend if you're interested to take up the course, just attend 3 to 4 demo classes. Once you are satisfied with that particular our planning and all these things, then you can register by paying the fees, guys. Okay. So thank you for today once again, guys. So thanks for today and have a nice day and enjoy your Sunday. Thank you all of you, guys.
Thank you.